God's grace gives us perspective. And this comes from the second half for 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9, because here Paul says that therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses so that Christ's power may rest on me. And so with this, at the beginning of this chapter, once again, Paul begins to talk about how, he was sometime in his ministry and a messenger had came to him and put this thorn on him. He afflicted him with a thorn in his flesh. And although, once again, we don't really know what the thorn of the flesh is, some people think it's blindness. Some people think it may be some other health condition. What we do know is that this was something that troubled Paul tremendously to the point to where he wanted to pray to God and ask him 3 times to remove it from him. But in the midst of this, God didn't remove the thorn, but allowed him to keep it. And throughout his life, you see, even in this words right here, right, Paul's perspective about the thorn begins to change, where he doesn't look at it as something that's hindering him or something that will bother him or something that may derail him in life. And although he may still have pain from this now, he still has the newfound perspective that this thing is truly a benefit for him, because he says in his words that this is here and it's kept him from being conceited because of the visions and the revelations and things that God has given him to do. Despite the fact that he is known as the Apostle Paul, as the one that has established churches across the known world and bringing the gospel to the Gentiles, this thorn in his flesh, this one thing, this one condition, this one ailment, right, has kept him in a place of humility. And it has truly allowed him to see the perspective from God that, in times where we have insecurities or weaknesses or things of that nature, as long as we rely on God, then everything is going to be possible. And I truly believe, in my personal opinion, that God was able to use this thorn in the flesh, although it did not come from him, right, as an opportunity to draw Paul closer to him. And I think that sometimes in our lives, although unfortunate things may happen to us, we may be put in similar situations where, although these things may have not happened because God wanted them to happen, right, he's able to use the bad things that's happened to us in our lives to draw us closer to him and to get us to the path that he wants us to go down. And I can tell you that for me, even on a personal level, this has happened with me, even in dealing with ministry and just being a young person in ministry, because God has truly, put me in a place to where now I'm able to reach my generation. I'm able to reach people in my age range and truly tell them that, our God is faithful, our God is real, and that he desires a relationship with them, and they will find everything because of the relationship that they're pursuing in him. And I think that for me, for the longest time, that was the hardest thing to do, because once again, kind of like the prophet Jeremiah, like, I thought I was too young. I didn't think I was wise enough. I didn't think I was brave enough. I didn't believe that people would truly listen to the words that I say. But God has proven to me time and time again that that is not the case at all. And that because I'm young, right, but I have his spirit, I have his power, that people will listen, that people's lives can be changed by my actions, that I do have the ability and the faith to go out and do everything that he's calling me to do. And that has truly encouraged me and empowered me to not only, have this confidence in my God and in my life, but also the confidence to believe that he can do the same for other people. So ultimately, everyone, I guess what I'm saying here essentially is that God's grace will give you that kind of perspective, right, where it will take the things that you believe are weaknesses, things that you believe are holding you back, and begin to see them as opportunities to not only bring him glory here on this earth, but to achieve the things that he's calling you to do. And I can tell you that as you continue to go on this journey, as you continue to look at your struggles, and you appear to see them in this way as a benefit instead of a negative thing, then you'll truly begin to see God's hand in everything that you do. And even in situations that you may have went through in life that may have not been good, right, things that may have been terrible, things may have derailed you, things that you may look back and regret, if you begin to see the positive sides and all of those things, that you're able to truly give those things to the Lord and allow him to show you the good that can come out of them and the healing that can be received from them, then there's nothing that you won't be able to do. There's nothing you won't be able to accomplish. There's nothing you won't be able to overcome, because as long as he's with you, he's leading and guiding you, he will work those things out for you. I'm telling you. And all you have to do is just simply believe and trust that God is able to do those things, right? Because you're called by his name, because you're his child, because you walk with him and talk with him, because you desire to be with him, right? That he can make all of these things happen. And even if these things happen in a time where you wasn't following the Lord, he is faithful. He's absolutely faithful, everyone, to make those things work together for you. So if you get nothing else out of this point, just know that God's grace will give you a perspective that you've never seen, and you'll be in a place of true peace, right? right? You won't be in a place where you're regretting the past. You're looking at your situations, whether they're happened before or they're happening right now, as something to hinder you. But like Paul, you'll see them as opportunities for growth and for opportunities to watch your God, right? And my God work something incredible in your life. But